The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Welcome to GBS TV. This is a station that you love watching, the station that brings you a variety of topics of discussions that you are in your daily lives. Today, I have a guest in studio. We're going to be talking about something that is very important you want to listen to. We'll be talking about turning thorns into a pillow. And as I said, as we live our lives every single day, we face challenges here and there, be it at home, in school, at our places of work. There are difficulties everywhere. And a lot of people want to quit or just, call it done with. But there are people who also rise up and turn the difficulties into a better life, into something nice. And today I have one kind of such a person who has been through the difficult life and has turned it into a pillow instead. I would like you to listen to us and especially from her. Welcome and enjoy the show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I feel honored to be here today. I don't take it for granted. And I'm here to join you as you empower the nation, many women, girls, boys. Yeah.
What is your name?
My name is Gladys Malelu, and I'm happy to be here. I'm a mother of 3, and I'm also wearing a cap of a CEO of the organization that I formed last 7 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Gladys.
Yes.
We're also on Facebook Live and YouTube. We could actually tune in. Viewers could tune in and stream live to what's going on right now. So you said you are a CEO of an organization that you run. How has your life been? Has it been a green garden? Has it been so smooth? How did you end up there? Did someone just wake up on your side one day and tell you, I have started up this school and I want you to run it? Have you passed through a rough path in your life?
Yeah, I must say, this morning when I was being driven to this place, my driver was asking me, Gladys, how do you manage to be where you are today? And I suppose it's a person who has seen me persist and all this, and he has really seen what has been happening in my life and what I've been building and establishing in terms of the organization. And I must say, everything begins with a purpose. And when God empowers you and realizing the calling you have to persevere. You have to listen to that call. You have to say yes to that call. And as I remind you in our previous talk here, we said that it is not a very smooth way. It is not very smooth, as in it is not very sweet. It is a way that is too narrow for many to enter, because if you cannot standing and accept the challenges as they are, it will be very difficult for you as a person or to continue.
Okay.
Most of the time you find yourself succumbing to such situations.
There are people who are born and their lives is actually very lucky that they find everything already established. And so once, like for you right now, you have your children, I guess. And one day you just, wake up and tell them, you know what, my son or my daughter, I started up this organization and I want you to carry on to be the CEO, without knowing the challenges that you have gone through. There are also people who have to start from somewhere. And when they listen to you, they are wondering, what do you mean turning stones into a pillow? What are some of the stones you've had in your life?
Yeah, I must say, many are the times that I've just cried behind the scenes. Many are the days that I've spent sleepless nights because I see the vision, but arriving to that vision, you have to sacrifice. It is not an easy place to go. And sacrificing, it's one of the areas I realized you have to be in a sober mind. You have to be yourself. You have
So
to
first you must
accept.
have a vision.
Yes.
So what was your vision?
My vision was just to see a life changing, because personally, my story, as I said, it really transformed me. And I can say most of the people or most of the human beings, because of the challenges that happen to life, because of, we always say poverty, and poverty is a big word, because of challenges. Initially, the basic ones make people even to have blood vision of what they were meant to be. They even have blood vision to even understand their own creator. And these are some of the things that made people not even to accept to the vision that God has given them.
So
And
which one was yours?
yeah, I was looking forward to help a girl child or a boy. In this case, not only girls, but also boys, to go through or to persevere the challenges that I went through in life and begin to understand what they were made for. Like, for instance, when I was expelled in school, it was like the doom. It was like the end of my life. And I right now see many who are just revolving around that place where life has shattered. They don't know what to do, and they are just like living zombies.
Yes.
Let me say zombies. And for
Because
me,
you were expelled from school at Form
Form 2. Yes.
Yes.
And
so to you, that was not the end of life.
that was not
that
the
was
end of
actually
life.
a big stone.
Yes.
How did you turn this into fortune?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My vision, my dream was born at that particular time. And that's when I saw that vision. I can also be an agent to support a life, to help a life, also realize what they are in God, to understand who they are in God, and to begin to work around their vision, work around their callings, to understand what they are meant for
So
in
for
this
you,
life.
the expulsion you did not sulk into it.
I did not sink into it. Yes.
It made you bear a bigger vision.
Yeah.
To help somebody who was going to be in a similar situation later in life.
Yeah, exactly. Though, at that particular point, we are all human beings. We all succumb into these challenges. At some point, I felt myself just drowning because of the challenges and the rejection and the stereotypes, what people say about a girl child, because it's like, it is done, you better get married, you see?
Yes.
But majority of the people right now, if you don't speak to them, if you don't encourage them, in fact, they sink into that particular circumstance, and you realize, like, for example, the girls are the most affected because they only run to get married. And in fact, it's like putting the other person in predicament of life, that he has started a life that was not planned. You see? And I realize most of the time, girls need a lot of, why we say girls should be put on front line, it's because they are more vulnerable than the boys. Boys can persevere, though are very weak, but girls fall into those shortcomings very fast. You see? And I thank God that I was one person who saw my position at that particular time, and my vision was born to support our life. Yes.
Pursuing your vision.
Yes.
Did you have a support? Did you have support like, I think at some point you must have mentioned in your profile you got married.
Yeah.
So did somebody lay up this for you? It's easy to have a vision,
Yeah.
but you necessarily don't have to be the bearer.
Yeah, you don't necessarily be the bearer.
Yes.
The other day we were having a discussion on I know you understand I talk most on girls empowerment, because I realized at that particular time when vision is born and it is not supported, it's like a mother going to labor ward and the child is coming and the midwife is not there to support this child to be born.
Yes.
Most of the time you will find there is death. Most of the time the mother will go through damage and getting this.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is still the same thing with vision. When God births a vision to any human being, because everybody has a vision, it needs support. It needs to be cultivated.
What was your support system? Your husband, your children, your parents, another organization?
Yeah, I must say, when my vision was born, it took a while. It procrastinated because I was scared of so many things. I was scared to even say what I want to do, because the first person I told about the vision, it was like, are you crazy? Do you think you can become like those NGOs? You will never attain that. And remember, this is the very closest person who I really needed to hear the current encouragement. And now he has just pulled me down. And it was like, anyway, it cannot happen. And I remember this vision. I mean, vision will always guide you. Let me tell you, Betty, it will always guide any person. Because as much as you feel like it has died, it always resurfaces. And it is like...
Even though you meet someone who pours cold water on it.
It always resurfaces and it begins to speak louder than you. Because the vision that we carry, in fact, it is more bigger than us.
So is it okay to share your vision before it matures? Because you shared... and someone poured cold water on it, you know. So would that be an advice? Do you think it is a good thing? Do you think it's something you regret about?
I think for me,
because I know there's a viewer who is right now watching, and they're in that space where I have had this vision. I really want to do this. I may not have the capacity right now to fulfill it, but this is where I'm heading. So sharing it with someone with the expectation that I will get support. And then this person just shatters it, you know. Do you think that's the right thing to do, or they should just keep quiet and pursue it by themselves?
And that's why we always have like mentors in life, even though it is also very difficult to see somebody who is mentoring in faithfulness without even demanding anything from you. I think the first place to be in that space when you have a vision, it's first to believe in that vision. Believe in that vision. And I believe, now that is me, I strongly believe that a vision will always direct you to the right people. And it happens like a phenomenal way. Things just orchestrate in a very special way that you will start meeting people who are
meant to let you into that space.
Who, as much as they cannot support with financially, with financial resources,
they will drive you into that direction.
They'll drive you towards somewhere. And in fact, they'll push you even a step forward. Not necessarily them having money or something, but even their words will push you to the next level. And by the way, everybody comes into your life and takes you to another level. And once they are finished with that, they disappear. You will never see them. And this is one of the areas I've learned to accept, even when people leave you. When people come into your life and they take you to a place, and in the climax of feeling attached to these people, they just leave you. Something happens and you are left wounded and hurt. But for people who love God, accept this, because in fact their purpose in your life has ended.
Yes, because, you know, as you're living, truly there are many stones on that road. You know, whatever you do with the stones is what is important. You could pick them and hit others with them and destroy and damage what has been built prior. You could also turn them into something soft and use them for your own good. So I can hear, when I hear you, I can feel that you have been through such kinds of stones. And I'm wondering, as you were doing this, setting up this the institution that you're running, how was it back at home? Did you get support from, you know, is it your siblings, is it your husband and children, or your parents, the people that were close to you?
I think I like that part of the question, because that was the ocean where I should have drowned and be forgotten. Because one, being married in a family of teachers, and you know, teachers have respect, especially previous times, I mean days.
Yes.
Teachers have that honor, even to today. Teachers have honor, and now coming into this family, being like illiterate, nobody understands what you are doing. In fact, I put myself through a very difficult situation of doing things my own way because I was scared of that place to be wounded because you will be shut because you are surrounded by
people who are more educated maybe than you.
That
people
was the
who
thing.
are most exposed than you.
That is the
And
thing.
you're supposed to come in and do something as well.
Support
not just
that
to
family
sit.
to
Yes.
continue in developing
Yes.
whatever.
And
Yeah.
because you don't have the papers that they know, they actually know you'll not make it.
You are illiterate.
Yes.
And when
So
I
you're
say
supposed to turn this
when I
into
say
something
it,
nice.
it was an ocean of just confusion. It was like, now what am I going to do? I'm scared of telling even my own husband, the man we sleep in the same bed every night. I'm scared to confronting other people's fears who are surrounding me because without a Form 4 certificate, without a course, who are you anyway?
To even have such a big dream.
Now, yes.
It's a joke you're presenting.
I cannot even convince Betty, this is what I want to do, but now she'll be wondering, how are you going to go about this? And I remember when that time
I mean,
came,
even lack of a Form 4 certificate is such a big stone.
it is a big deal,
And
especially
you know, there
right
are
now.
people who don't even have that Form 4 certificate.
Yeah.
There are others who even have it, but they are, they are stagnant at
Yeah.
a place saying, I only have a Form 4 certificate.
Yes.
I don't have a degree. I can't do this. They are viewing something higher, neglecting the small thing that you have.
Yes.
So you didn't even have a Form 4 certificate.
Yes.
They do, but they're still complaining.
Yeah.
I get it.
I think people should begin to appreciate the little things they
That
have.
they have had.
Yeah, because it is by going that way of maybe high expectation that blocks your way and gives you a vision so blurred that you cannot even appreciate what you have now. Now and now. One, you are very healthy, you are not even disabled, you can do something that can change that circumstance.
And it doesn't have to be a big thing. You don't have to have the big papers.
No. The other day we were talking about resources and what revolves around resources for people to grow. And even me now, I cry I need more resources, but I realize it is not even the money that you need now to move to the next level. Resources are big things and so many things that revolve around that thing we call money. Because that money will only follow all those ideas that we are carrying inside us. And it was like, what? See me, I need, I have $1 million. I need to take this to the next level. And it was like, now Gladys, no, you are even past that. Yeah? But for somebody who is down there, I'm telling you, it is so difficult to make that person understand it is not about the money. It is about who you are and that vision and the ideas and the values that you are adding to this idea that will begin to attract money.
So in that ocean, Gladys,
Yes.
where you were about to drown completely, where did you get a lifesaver? Because I can see you here today.
My lifesaver came from. Where did it came from, by the way? My lifesaver was, like, for example, I remember being employed at Uru Market. You know Uru Market? And I was paid only 800 bob per month with a lot of piecework and so many things, overlock,
Uru Market, they do
buttons, and
fabric.
in the textile industry.
Okay.
And it was like, I don't know anything to do with this, but I was looking forward to see that vision of mine begin to just grow. But I realized now, here and this, they don't even
Much.
come together. They don't even reason together. But do you know, I had to stay there. Little did I know, there was something
So you
that...
went and did a tailoring course.
No, at that particular time, I was not even in a tailoring course. I had the vision. I'm scared to tell the people in my family. I was married very young at that particular time. And it was like, this is the only thing, but I realized no. But I remember telling myself one day, Mama Karugi gave me the 800 bob, and I said to myself in a very bitter way, yani huyu mama hawezi akaniongezea 200 hivi ifike thou. Because ni 4 notes of 200, 800. Yani another ndio ikwe 5 to, and that was the day I said to myself, Gladys, I'll become an employer more than even her. And that was the last day I left that store, that shop. And now I went back now to fight that anger of following this vision, but not knowing where. Until the door was opened, now, okay, I can become somebody like that, Mama. I could see her doing so many things in textile and playing
so
around.
So now you are a CEO.
Yes.
You own a technical institution.
Yes, yes.
You train girls and boys.
Yes.
On textile and what else?
Yeah. On it is a full vocational training center that is accredited by the government, National Industrial Training Authority. We are also in the process of registering it with TVET. We also have other bodies that are working with us. A full vocational training center carries all skills training. We have hair and beauty. We have catering, that is hospitality.
They don't have to have an A to come to your school.
No, in fact,
they don't even have to go to up to Form 4 level.
No, in fact, our niche, because that is my vision, to look to the downlooked person who cannot be accepted anywhere, to bring that person up. The way I did.
Yes.
In fact, we do a lot of baseline for the people who are coming there.
How did you get your capital to start this kind of a school?
Yeah, I saved 20 shillings for 2 years. I ended up earning 10,000 bob.
20 shillings per day.
Yes,
for
2 years.
Okay.
And it was like almost 10,000. Sometimes I could be tempted and go and borrow some 100 from the mama who was keeping. At the end of the day, I bought 3 tailoring machines.
So someone was keeping that money for you.
Not
you
me.
Couldn't keep it yourself.
Yeah.
I get it. You didn't trust yourself.
No, I knew I'll be tempted. There were so many issues around me.
But you had a husband and you had a family.
My husband was hustling so much.
Okay.
He was not stable. We were living with a family, like extended family, where they were not working, they are in college.
I wonder why they were not supporting your vision anyway if they were also struggling.
It was.
But that aside, how many students do you have right now?
Right now, we have almost, we target to have each class, we have like 7 classes of different courses. Like each class, we need only 15 students.
Each class.
Or at least 12 for us to be able to give the best.
Okay.
Because
and now, you have how many classes?
Right now we have almost 78 students.
78 students.
Yeah.
How long has Trickle Up been there?
Trickle Up has been for the last 7 years, but measuring on the community work that I personally stand in for that. When we say community work, it's about creating awareness in the community, creating forums to educate, positive parenting, bringing girls from the society to even educate them on life skills, matters of what is a girl child, and even encouraging them to take a course.
So 7 years you've been there, and you have 78 students, and you're still carrying on. Are they paying any fee to come to your school? Yeah,
when you look for people to empower, they must own that project themselves.
Yes.
That is a community. That is how community works. You must give them...
There has to be ownership.
Yes.
So what do they pay?
You cannot give away everything. They will never feel like they own.
Yeah,
they pay a little shillings of 2,000 bob. And on top of that, we look for sponsors.
That
we
is
look
per
for
month.
well-wishers.
Per month.
In fact, per term, we say like 6,000 or 9,000 something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And they train for how long?
They train for 3 months, 9 months, depending on how the person wants to carry out his certificate or whatever. The government exam, you have to sit there for 9 good months.
Okay.
Yeah, for you to qualify. The others who come very fast, they want to do a skill, they want to start their own enterprise, you have to keep them for 6 months and concentrate on the specific things that will make them successful outside there.
Sometimes when you finally get to the door of your vision and everything else opens up, you actually feel like you have achieved. But in the achievement, challenges still don't cease. Have you had any challenges in your achievement, if at all you have already achieved?
Yeah, I must say I'm yet there. I'm still walking that journey to even break the ceiling, because I can say right now the CEO of Tricolab is not even paid by the organization, because I'm doing a lot of input, I'm adding lots of value, because I'm looking in a long-term thing that will even continue when I'll be away. I'm looking forward to even overcoming those challenges. Like I can say, most of the challenges is like, I'm in Embakasi Central, I'm not a voter of Embakasi Central, I'm in Embakasi East, and now you are looking for some bursaries for some of the poverty-stricken persons in the community we bring around. But now somebody comes here and say, no, you are not a Embakasi voters, whatever. You don't deserve to have this. That is a challenge. But
that's easy, because you can simply change your registration.
It is easier. But now it doesn't mean anywhere I go, I change. Anywhere I go, I change. Okay. We need to have that stability. We need to have that stand. If I'm in Embakasi Central, I'm in fact doing development in that area. As much as I don't vote there. You see? And these are some of the challenges that there are policies that in fact hinder most of the young growing organizations.
They hinder their development and growth.
Yes. And you see, for a child to rise to maybe to go into this higher education learning institution, it has its challenges. They need papers, they need so many things. You realize that person just remains, sits back and start thinking like the environment, what it says about that person.
Okay, so do you have instructors or tutors, teachers?
Yes, we have a staff of almost 8. I have 2 permanent. We have a finance person who is our accountant.
Okay.
We have,
and you are able to pay them?
Yeah, in fact, the school pays them.
The school pays them?
Yes.
So, would you say that you have yet achieved, or you are getting there? And what long-term vision are you looking into? If you currently have 78, what's your target?
Yeah, my target, first, let me answer about, we have hardly more than 3,000 students who have gone through Tricolab. Okay. The 78 are from, I think, 2 semesters. And today I have testimonials of girls who are running their schools even better than ours there. I visit them, their students come to our institution to do their exams. And in fact, this is a glory to me. I feel so good when I see that. And I must say, right now our strategic plan says in the next how many years, Tricolab should be in its own it's unrental
premise.
Yes, unrental premise, because we are looking forward to having hostel. Already we have like 6 students who are coming from
very far.
Yeah, and they sleep over. And we look forward to having hostel. We look forward to having industries within the premise. For example, if it's the class of tailors, we need to have an industry that can employ many to work in that industry.
When they are done with training.
Yes. And we also need to have a bakery, for example, that will do a lot of pastries and all that within that. We need electricians who can also bring in people to train them and to empower them. We have a class of a class of what? We also have the IT part, and that is another area that has really empowered Trickle Up. IT never ends. That is one of our potential, one of the potential classes we have together with the hair and the beauty. Looking forward to have a executive parlor for Trickle Up that will consist the beauticians and all that. And I'm happy to say that right now we are working on a class of mass communication, and it is
you are even heading into a university.
Yes,
you're going
in
to
fact,
come
that is
out
our
of the
long-term
vocational-
goal. Yeah, and looking forward to having a class of mass communication. It gives me a lot of joy. I just enter this studio and I say, okay, we need that, and I just see millions of shillings that are needed in that,
To do
and
that.
I feel so good. In fact, I feel like I've already arrived to that, and this is how I've been achieving slowly by slowly. What you need you have to see it, Betty. You have to feel it. You have to see it with you right here, and that's how I managed to be where I am today.
I hear you. There's someone who is watching you before you lose them.
Yeah.
Get back to your capital.
Yes.
You saved 20 shillings
Yes.
per day for 2 years to
Yes.
get 10,000.
Yes.
What did you do with the 10,000? Which class did you start up with? Did you buy the machines? Did you get a place and pay rent? Did you get a staff? Did you start training yourself?
Yeah.
Because somebody could be having that 10 or even 20 today,
Yeah.
and they're just like, it's not enough,
is
I
this?
can't start.
Yeah.
What is this? Where? So they need someone like you to take them to the next level.
Yeah, when I finished my trainings in 4 good years, because majority of the people cannot sit in a class of tailoring. 3, not even 2.
They prefer
1
6
year.
months.
They only go for 6 months and they are out. But believe you me, that person is not even cooked. He has just left everything and cooked. And I stayed for 4 good years, Betty, because I hated to sit down and stitch for people. Remember, I had cast myself to do that because I was told, tell that girl, what is she trying to bring in our family? That is not what we don't need that. We need career. You understand?
Okay.
I
Now by your
remember-
in-laws.
Yes. I remember I love my mother-in-law so much, but those are the words she told me. We need career people here. And it was like, okay,
Not tailors.
I have to go my own way, and I started making decision by my own because that was the only place.
At times you have to step out
Yes.
and decide by yourself.
In fact, I stepped out
Because you will not move.
and I never involved anybody in my decision concerning that because I knew it was the only window I had for me to excel. And I remember when I finished that training. And
By the way, was
I
it
got
your
the
passion?
20.
Was it your passion to do tailoring?
It was not my passion,
was not.
my friend. And when I said we should not despise the things that God has given us at hand, because even you have so many skills and you even don't know. And when I realized, okay, I'm very good at this, I can make this, I can make dolls, and you see, it was in my fingertips. I could do a lot of drafting and bring out the patterns for...
So when something is presented before you, you shouldn't just be quick to say, it's not my passion, it's not my dream.
Don't
You just
even
pursue it.
Pursue it because, in fact, it is the vehicle taking you to the SGR. And from SGR to the plane. You have to start from somewhere for it to transport you to another level. And for sure, that one, as much as I hated it, Betty, it was like, take it or leave it.
You really hated it.
Yes.
But now it helped you.
It was
your
the
donkey
place
to
that
success.
God wanted me to be taught,
Okay.
the etiquette.
So your 10,000, what did you do?
I ran into town and I bought the 3 machines.
Okay.
Tailoring machines.
And put them
that
where?
Specific day, I transported them into Jericho Market, and I had a balance of 1,000 out of that. I had added some, the store was 1,500 or 2,000. I paid, but I never paid the deposit. I didn't have the deposit. But I promised in the course of between the month ends, I'll pay.
Yes.
And
So you started your own.
Yes, kind of
You got into your own room.
Yes.
And started stitching.
And I wrote it Gladys Tailoring Shop. In fact, I
Why
wrote
did you buy
Tailoring
3?
School.
Oh, school.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
miracles happened. And that's when God was taking me back. You see, when things start unfolding, there is always that spirit and that voice that will make you reflect. Why was you revealing this? And now it was like people started coming. And it was purely the
and you
people
already have
my vision.
You have two extra machines.
The 3 were not even enough. The first student, I got 6 students. They were sharing two. So me, I had no machine to even sit, and I've never sat to stitch. Ever, up to today. But I can design for you what you want. I can even stitch. There are things that when challenges beat me and try to toast me haywire, I have my modern machine. I sit down and make very beautiful mats, very beautiful dolls, good things. And that is the thing that I give the society. That is the talent that God allowed me to persevere so that I can have something to give in what I'm doing. Yeah.
I get it. Really, really inspiring story.
So you are not given whatever God gives you. By the way, it is not specifically yours. Why would I stay in a class of tailoring for 3 years? For what? And I was asking myself, why am I even here? But I never knew. God let me stay there to have enough to give, to feed to the poor in heart, to feed to the poor who really needed that. It was not meant for me, but I must give it out, whether I like it or not.
So those were really heavy and hard stones.
Yes.
Today they have become a soft pillow for you.
Sure.
You can sleep on.
Yeah.
What is now the response or the feedback from
The society and the family. And
yes.
What people reject, always it stands like the cornerstone. Believe you me. And I receive so many calls from even my very close people. Can you do this for us? We have these girls, we have this mama, I'm a teacher, I want to come and learn over holiday. And I would say I'm very busy girl. Right now I'm very busy. How do you want me to help you? Because I try to put myself into that shoe and see whether this person is ready to persevere. Because even the training itself did not come that easy. I was being chased like every now and then by my tutor. I could not afford 600 bob in my first training. When I graduated to the second level, I could not afford even 1,500. In fact, I finished paying that fee when I was running this enterprise. And
so no challenge was a challenge for you. Nothing killed you.
Nothing killed me. And the worst,
not the money.
It is the emotional abuse. Your status of controlling and even wearing that, we call it what? That hard coat or thick skin of not penetrating those arrows. It is the best place for anyone. I can advise people to train themselves to be that. Because that is...
And that's what people don't like. Everybody wants the smooth, everybody wants the smooth path, the one without hardships and stones.
And that's why when
But you're saying the good.
When arrows are thrown at you, they are so poisonous. And they will just inject you into that, and it will just flow into your system, and it kills you. It kills that vision.
But now what kept you from dying was the fact that your vision was so much alive.
And it was very clear. And one, I have been assured every now and then when I'm bumped into these roadblocks that, remember, this is the only window for you to go through, for you to arrive to that vision
Your
you are
vision
seeing.
had to be so clear.
Yes.
So clear.
That was the only window when I'm reminded. Remember,
There was no
giving
confusion
her.
about it, because when there's confusion, and also when you have a plan B, you'll always jump to the plan B and leave this one.
That is what the other day I was calling drifting. And that's
Yes.
what many youth are succumbing into. You drift, you run to this, you run to this, because you feel what the other person is doing is better, and it's like generating more income. It is not about the income. We always, like for me, I always look at the value added in that. However little or much, the value will determine how much will come to you. Yes.
Instead of keeping on jumping, being a jack of all trades.
Don't stay there, feel the heat, be boiled and be cooked, and move out of that space purely gold. Yeah, and after that stage, I'm telling you, you'll just be seeing the challenges coming and you welcome them, because you understand, these are my stepping stone to the next level.
What gives you that understanding? Because usually when you step on fire, it's not easy to persevere.
It
You
is
know,
not
you
easy.
quickly want to remove your foot,
Yeah.
especially when there's no water in the next space to just dip it in.
Yeah, yeah.
And the next space to dip it in is even more hotter.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
the people surrounding you are not providing something to cool your feet. You know, what kept you going?
I'll give you a very weird example. The other day, because these challenges will never cease. And believe you me, whatever thing you are doing right now, it has challenges. And believe you
There's
me,
no smooth path.
there is no smooth path. Whatever you are doing right now, and it is not empowering even one person around you, you are wasting your time. And what is adding value to human beings, whichever thing you are doing, it must come with a price to pay. You have to pay for that price so that that value can sink and transform. And this is one place I understand very well. The other day I was where, and I received a call, and I was told, go back to the place that you are. Don't even dare come here. You are not the man in the house. You are not anybody here. You see? And
That's you are told by your family.
yes. And okay, I was like, oh, now I'm forbidden from even entering my own family.
By the way, when you already began making money through Trickle Up,
Yes.
was your husband now established financially?
He is fully established, and there's one thing I'll say clearly here on the TV. When God gives a man a wife, and even it is biblically written very well, you get a very good thing for your life if you are the man. And surely, I'm telling you,
You are the good thing.
I was a good thing for my husband, and that's why his life flourished. And it is like for every man.
Didn't you struggle with submission? Because a lot of women,
Yes.
especially that you had gone through difficulties with him trying to establish your vision, and he's saying, "Hi, can you even do that? I mean, that is out of this world. You without papers and blah blah."
Who are
And then
you?
now you have managed, and you've gotten to that place he barred you from getting into.
Yeah.
You know, and now you're making the money. Did you still struggle with submitting to him, or for you it was like, my friend, your money is your money, my money is my money, let me continue with my journey?
Okay, let me say this. When I was very down there, when I was trying to grow my
Wings.
my wings in form of empowering myself as a girl,
Yes.
and my husband struggling with that hard life, it was so difficult for him even to accept you cannot attain to that level you feel you want. And it was like he was also struggling so much. That's why I never had the opportunity to afford to pay the 600 bob. And it was like when I accepted that I'm in his own hands, and the vision is in fact being cultivated in the environment of marriage, God started blessing my husband. And this, I realized just some few years ago, I realized there was a shift of my husband's life, and he was totally blessed. And it was like, okay, now he cannot even concentrate on what I was doing. For me, it was a plus, because in his sober minds, it was like, nikusikia umetoka kwa hii nyumba, nikusikia umeenda hata hiyo kajob ulifungwa Jericho, you are here to bring up the kids. I don't want to hear any stories.
How did you break out of that? Because I know that is a very, very key, important point.
Yes.
And I want us to close right now because you're out of time.
Yeah.
But someone needs to hear that. How did you break out of, don't come out of this house, you are a housewife, you're supposed to take care of the children. I will bring food. How did you break out of that? As you give your last words.
I think that will be a topic for another day, and you will accept me coming back purely for that. But I would always say it is always good to accept the point we are, because if I could have managed to run away from this position and my husband was there, I'm telling you, I could not be where I am today, because God had purposed the blessing of that man to even push me forward, knowing or unknowingly. Because I always say it's like I thrived under power. That is my word. I thrived under power. And unlike so many women, when you are being empowered, you abuse that power. You would start taking things for granted. It is for you to see the day of that vision, be there, be still, and accept. Unless you are being beaten, unless something is happening weird, accept and be sober for this vision. The vision of Trickle Up, in fact, imenikataza vitu mingi. I have to obey that call and that vision. Unlike so many other women that I see around, I have so good friends. But you have to submit to that vision, and this person, as much as yatakata ama apende, I'm telling you, God has his own ways to bring that person to understand. Hata akikataa, he'll be there to watch it happen. Yeah.
I wonder how you were able to persevere and just chill out there and see all that happening. Anyway, as you said, it's a story for another day. Thank you so much for coming, by the way. I am so glad that you came. And someone who listened to you has carried a lot of stuff home. Thank you, viewer, also for watching this episode of Chungu Cha Jamii at GBS TV. My name is Betty. I've been your host, and see you next time. I hope you enjoyed that you need to turn your stones into a pillow. It is very possible. Don't despise those humble beginnings.
Okay.